Alright guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you guys how to read a tape measure. It's pretty simple. This is your regular Fat Max from Stanley. Uh, if you've ever been around anybody that does carpentry or that sort of thing, tile work, pretty much anybody that measures something, they all typically use this one. They like this one for whatever reason. Here I have a DeWalt. The difference between Stanley and this one is this one's actually marked with the actual sizes. You can see right there. Now, this is more so for a beginner. I recommend you get this one if you're a beginner. Obviously, it doesn't have to be this brand, it could be any brand. But you need to start getting used to reading them without them, okay? Because what happens if you just get thrown a tape and they tell you to give me a cut and you can't measure that, right? So you're gonna get whichever one you're comfortable with. It doesn't really matter. I recommend this for beginners, this for everybody else. All right guys, so get yourself if you don't have a tape measure, all right, doesn't have to be this one, it could be any single brand, it could be Milwaukee, whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, if you don't have any of that, get yourself a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, go online on your phone, on your computer, whatever you got, and just look up tape measure measurements, okay, or your tape measure diagram. All right, this is the same thing as this, okay? So if you've ever measured with this, then you know how to measure with that. Now, a lot of people go by sticks, you know. People that don't know how to measure, they'll say 2 sticks, 3 sticks, right? That's not how you do it. You go by measurements, okay? These are fractions. All these are fractions. Now, this tape only does 16ths, okay? There's tapes that go up to 32s. If you really want to get into detail work, it could be up to 64ths, okay? Now that would probably be a little bit extreme, but you know, there's some out there. All right, so let's say you want to get 4 inches, right? So this would be 0, starting at 0, the end of it, you would go to 4. This would be your 4. Now, if you go into here a little bit closer, this bigger line, that would be your half, okay? So that'd be 4.5, okay, or 4.5 inches. Okay, now if you want to get, let's say, a quarter, and all these right here that are not the smallest but a little bit smaller than the half, those would be your quarters, okay? That would be like 4 1/4, 4, and then you go to get here, that would be your 3/4, right? 4 3/4. Now once you go lower than that, you would get your 8ths, right? If you see them right here, this is where you can see them. So this would be your 1/8, right? That would be your, and that right there would be your 3/8. That would be your 5/8 and your 7/8. Now once you get to these smaller ones, those are your 16ths, right? So here would be 8/16, right? Obviously you're not gonna, whenever you give a measurement out, you're not gonna put 8/16. You're gonna reduce it. So how many 8s fit into 8/16? You know, that'd be 1, divide 16 by 8, that'd be 2. That would give you your 1/2 inch, okay? So these are all fractions. So just remember, 1/16, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys all the 16ths, okay? That would be your 1/16, 3/16, your 5/16, that'd be your 7/16, your 9/16, 11/16, 13/16, and 15/16. All right, so that would be it. All right, here you would get your 1/8, your 3/8, your 5/8, and 7/8. That right there would be your 1/4. You can think of this as 2/4, even though it's half, and that'd be your 3/4, and then that would complete it to an inch. Now, for a person, like I mentioned before, that isn't used to measuring with your regular Stanley Fat Max, you can always get something like this. This is DeWalt, 30-foot Atomic Compact Series tape. What this tape has are numbers, like I mentioned right now, well, before, and the beginning. I obviously would recommend maybe starting off with like with one of these maybe for your first month or two while you're into the trades, and start getting to know it, start getting comfortable with giving out cuts and measurements. Once you feel that you could handle the measurements, you got them in your mind, just switch over to a FatMax or any other brand. Reason being is, like I mentioned before, if you just get thrown, if let's say you don't have a tape measure, right, and you get thrown one, and they tell you, start giving me these cuts or measure this for me, and you can't do that, you're gonna look bad. So make it simple. Get you guys both if you can. If you're new to the trades, start with this. Give yourself about a month, get comfortable, and go on to this right away. Go online on Google Images and just look them up. If you don't got, if all you got is ruler, go online, look at the pictures with the actual fractions, and start thinking of this as that, because it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, so catch you guys in the next video.